Hey, what's going on, guys? Chocobo here, and welcome back to some more Overwatch gameplay. And we're actually in the second, well, you know, I guess it is, yeah. It's the second round of quick play in King of the Hill type thing. You might be like, Choco, what's going on? Normally I would be playing competitive, but this is a video strictly for one purpose and one purpose only, which is I wanted to actually formally ask a question and have a place for all the comments to go to as for the answers. So please do leave your feedback down below after the video or whatever the case may be. If you already know what I'm going to say, then by all means I guess just kind of magically answer it. But the question is, what kinds of Overwatch content would you like from me besides the like kind of regular plain Jane kind of things? What I mean by that is, I think that it would probably makes sense to me that we would want to add in, if you guys watch Overwatch videos, chances are you probably play Overwatch, right? You probably are someone who is kind of more aware of what's going on. You're not just kind of watching and being like, what a neat game involving all these different crazy things going on that I don't quite understand what's happening. I'm guessing that everyone is a little bit more knowledgeable than that and looking for information. I think these kind of games generally lend themselves well towards like, hey, learning a little bit more about the game, stuff like that. So let me know how you all feel about these three propositions. I think I do have to focus on one or the other, so I don't think I can just kind of like willy-nilly it. There's Genji, I think, pretty close to me, if I'm not mistaken. That spooky dragon, those guys. Let's get them out of there. Oof, couldn't do it. But anyways, so first thing, what is the first possible suggestion, Choco? The first possible suggestion is we can take a very technical approach. So technical approach, what I mean by that is, and the closest thing I can compare this to or even think about it and conceptualize it as, is, think of it as sort of, if you guys are familiar with Drifter's videos, if not, check him out, he's a great guy. He's actually done a couple of in-depth episodes on Overwatch, and definitely something that I learned some stuff from, so go check him out, give him some love. But, yeah, if you guys are interested in something that talks more about, like, hey, you know what, this is how the guns work, this is how this character works, right? And just following more about bug notes and patches and stuff like that, something that really is more suited for that kind of thing. And I just walked into that, but let me know if that's something that you would like to see, you know. I don't know if it'll ever be as technical as the in-depth that Drifter does, in terms of, we probably won't be discussing RPM, things like that, just because I think that it's a little bit hard for me to, well, it's not necessarily hard for me, but it's, besides it being like a thing that is, you know, like for really the most savvy of players, or for those who want like just like hard information to get to kind of make their own conclusions from, which I think would still be the ultimate goal of everything. But oh, I can't kill him! We can't kill him! We can't kill him! He's a legend! Oh god, we're so bad. Alright, so anyways, so technically, yeah, we would certainly be providing information so you can draw your own conclusions about it, and following like or not bug patches, but patch notes and stuff like that, just kind of keeping everyone up to date as to what exactly is going on. So that is a potential option. That is option numero uno in my book of remakes. Now, option number two. We could go for something that's more about, you know, what I think is like opinion-based, like kind of more about, hey, you know what, I think that the best way to play a hero is this. These are the best heroes I think you can play in solo queue. I think I've even actually made that example and asked if you guys would like to see that, but all that said and done, what are you guys kind of craving on? Maybe you guys are craving something along that side of being like, hey, you know what, Choco? Based on your gameplay experience, what do you think is a good idea? What do you think is a bad idea? We can certainly, I am so bad, we can certainly go down that route and say, hey, you know what, I think that I would like to see what your recommendations are for someone who's, you know, maybe I'm just like you, Choco. I'm in Diamond. I want to, well, I'm not that anyway anymore, but I am in Diamond. I want to climb to Masters. What do you think was the most important stuff for doing that? And I could certainly share my feelings and kind of like, hey, you know what? These are my observations. Right? I think, you know, communication has to be done in a very specific way and such and such. So very, very possible that we can do that. Nope, he ran away. Another potential option, the third and final option, is we can talk about strategy. right? We can talk strictly about, hey, you know what? Let's put on like our kind of theory crafting hats and kind of see what are the potential things that might be good for teams to do, for groups to do, and what kind of strategies would be more applicable for solo queue versus grouping up and all that junk, and what do I think would be met with most success. This would be not things based off necessarily even, like obviously partially based on my observations, but more about, hey, you know what, this is like theory crafting, right? This is really just theory crafting in its like purest form. And who knows? Maybe that would be a lot of fun, and maybe that would be really helpful. Who knows? I might be a tactical genius, I might be a tactical idiot. Who knows what the actual case may be? But that could also potentially be something that we could look into. Now, those are realistically the options, right? So again, that's a technical look, being like, hey, you know what? This is how this character is currently functioning. These are the different changes from time to time. So I'll give you the information that is currently out there, but try to put it into an easier to understand way, as well as kind of highlighting important parts. Think of this as like creating study guides for like a class or something. That's a terrible example, but you get what I'm saying. All right, and then the second one is more about opinion things, being like, hey, you know what? These are my top 5 of things. These are my ideas. This is how I feel about this patch. This is kind of what I'm expecting to have happen in the scene, not the competitive scene, because I don't think ever follow that very well. But those kinds of things, right? Those kinds of little tidbits, those little snippets of information. And then, of course, the last one being strategic things and just kind of more, definitely less factually based, but more kind of like, hey, you know what? This is what I think could be a really smart way to play things, and just kind of more having fun, theorizing, and strategizing. I don't even think that's a word that I said. I'm pretty sure I'm just blabbering gibberish! Don't approach me, Reinhardt! But yeah, I think those are the 3 different things. So let me know in the comment section down below what you all would like to see out of the channel's Overwatch stuff. Don't get me wrong, there will still absolutely be gameplay, especially competitive gameplay. You will see my ups and my downs, not just me being like, LOL. Competitive so easy. Top 500? More like top, I don't know, of a potato. Got him. But yeah, absolutely do let me know what your thoughts are on that stuff. That was actually one of the most terrifying moments of my life. There's Hana and Evo. Can I hit anything at all? Do I know how to hit anything at all? Questionable at best. Alright, let's go ahead, Sonic Arrow. Let's get a good idea of what's going on here. Alright, Spooky Dragons, go! And running through. I am instantaneously dead. Oh, all fine. Anyways, let's talk about where I am at in my Overwatch stuff, since we have a little bit more time on this match. So I'm currently at 3567. I did drop just from 3595. I actually went down to Diamond again, which, you know, it shouldn't be surprising because it's not like a hard block thing. The best comparison I can make for that is like League of Legends. They have this division-based system kind of thing. And whenever you gain a rank, they kind of make it so it's hard to get out of said rank. And so they don't have that in here. So whenever you hit 3,500, it's completely possible that the next game you drop down below it and then you end up losing your rank. And that's not just for, you know, Diamond and Masters, that's for every rank possible. Now, I would also mention that Diamond, Masters, and Grandmasters, not that there's that many people in Grandmasters, but Diamond, Masters, and Grandmasters, you actually have to actively, well, quote-unquote, actively be playing the game. AKA, you can't just be like, LOL, I'm going to go ahead and just, like, make my account go to Masters and then be done with it. You actually do have to kind of maintain that rank, at least a little bit, right? Let's see if I can hit anything at all. Dad, yum! I knew he was there too. I just completely disregarded him. Ooh, nice question. But yeah, I did kind of float up and down a little bit. Now I think as of the recording, the top 500 area is somewhere in that like 3850, maybe even 3900-ish at this point. The competition has been kind of getting a little bit thicker up there, but it's something like that. It's somewhere in that range, I think. And so, I think we will ultimately by the end of the season go for it. Whether or not we're successful is a completely different issue. But I think we will attemptively try to get ourselves into top 500. Whether or not that works, again, different issue. I am going to die right here. I couldn't even get my Sonic Arrow off because I am bad at this game. But I think we might give it a crack-a-lackin' and see if we can get there or not. It's going to be hard for sure. I have been playing some against the top players. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll every now and then see me tweet about, like, Blizzard, come on, this isn't fair, bros. Like, we played against a 4-man stack with 3 top 500 players, and I was just not very thrilled about that at all. But, you know, it happens. And as the higher you go, right, there's, like, less people to matchmake you with, so I get that, you know, that's bound to happen. There's not really a way to really avoid that forever and ever. But still, if it ain't annoying though, it is darn annoying to have to worry about running into super legitsies players. Because let's be honest, guys, I'm not the greatest player. Like, look at these shots. I actually landed both those shots. Not that they were hard shots to make, but still, for me, it's actually not bad. All right. This Genji, man. This Genji. Oh! Oh, do we win? Wow, not thanks to me, but hey, I'll take it, boys. Alright, well, anyways, leave me that comment down below about what you think. If you guys just like, hey, you want straight gameplay, that is also an option. Just be like, hey, Choco, just stay away from that. We have information overload of anything. Please just leave it alone. And of course, nothing is finalized. Maybe we'll do a mix and match or something. There's certainly nothing that cements us to do only one of those things, so we'll certainly give that a look as well. But yeah, well, absolutely, I'll be looking over the comments for this, especially over the next couple of days. And I'll certainly be doing that. Competitive gameplay videos will be back. I think we will try to aim to get Overwatch into the daily, unless I'm introducing something new to the channel, in which case I'll probably let that sit on its own for a while, just to kind of give it its own day of like, hey, I think this is really fun. Like Cluster Truck was an interesting game, but yeah, absolutely do want to give you guys a chance to all kind of chirp up and chime in and all those things, and see what you all think for where you want to see videos heading. So anyways, that's going to be it for me. Have a wonderful, safe day. I'll see you all later. I'm not traveling to New Bondi.